I've been putting $50 a week into the S&P 500 ETF VOO for the past 3 years and 7 weeks. And here's where I stand. My total profit is $2,529, and my portfolio has crossed $10,000. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how that profit grew, especially over the last year, and I show you why I believe this is one of the best strategies for everyday investors to succeed in the stock market. Towards the end, I will also share some of the most important lessons I've learned, things that could help you get even better results. If you are new to investing and feel overwhelmed by all the noise out there, don't worry, this video is a great first step to help you get started with confidence. Alright, let's get to what people always ask first. Are you actually making money? After 163 weeks, my portfolio is now worth $10,679, with $2,529 of that being pure profit. That's a 31% return. Rewinding to exactly 1 year ago, when I hit my 2-year milestone, my profit was $1,351 with a return rate of about 26%. Even though my return rate only went up by 5%, my actual profit almost doubled in a year. Why? It's just simple math. As my total investment grew by around 50% compared to last year, even a minor return rate jump produced a bigger dollar gain. The magic is consistent contribution plus time equals compounding results. Now I get it. Some people might be thinking, wait, you spent more than 3 years just to make $2,500? That's it? Well, for some people, $2,500 may not sound like a lot, but according to a recent survey by Bankrate, nearly 60% of Americans couldn't cover a $1,000 emergency expense. Nearly half have $500 or less in savings, and 36% have less than $100 saved. Imagine this, instead of barely scraping by, you've got $10K in an investment account, something solid and still growing. That's a game changer. So if you ever struggle with a financial emergency, I want you to really take in what I'm showing here. This is also why I started this series 3 years ago, to prove that even with minimum effort, just $50 a week, you can start building real wealth, completely changing your financial condition over time. If you are still not impressed by my $2,500 gain, just think about scale. If you invested $100 a week like this, that's $5,000 profit by now. If you were able to 10 times my weekly contribution, you'll be sitting on 25 grand in profit. Point being, a 31% return over 3 years is far from a bad investment. Your return just scales with your commitment. That's the latest on my portfolio. Now if you are watching this and thinking, could I actually get results like that? The answer is yes, absolutely. And the best part, you don't need to be a financial expert to do it. Most people think to succeed in the stock market, you need to know how to analyze individual stocks, manage risk carefully, time the market perfectly, and have the mental strength to handle all the ups and downs. Honestly, that's a lot, and for most of us, with jobs, family, and lives to live, it's just not realistic. That's why I keep it simple. I invested in one thing, the S&P 500 ETF, VOO. This ETF holds shares in the top 500 companies in the US, names you already know: Apple, Google, Microsoft, and hundreds more. By investing in VOO, you're basically buying into the backbone of the US economy. You're not picking stocks, you're not chasing headlines, you're just owning the best 500 companies in the US market. On top of that, the S&P 500 isn't a static list, it updates itself. If a company starts slipping, it gets removed. A stronger, more profitable one takes its place. That means your money is always aligned with the strongest players in the market. It's like an NBA All-Star team that rotates out underperformers and brings in top players every season. I'm not just saying this, I lived both sides. In my early investing days, I tried individual stocks, I'd buy random companies, chase the top gainers, panic during dips, and I ended up losing over $3,000 in my first year. I actually made a full video about that if you want to check it out. Since then, I switched to this simple $50 a week strategy in VOO, and for the past 3 years, it's worked better than anything I ever tried. Simplicity wins. You don't need to outsmart the market. You just need to stay consistent. Still not convinced? Here's what Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investors of our time, tells his wife to do. Put 90% of his money into an S&P 500 index fund after he passes. We are talking about over $100 billion here. If it's good enough for Buffett's fortune, I don't know what more proof you need here. Now, after doing this for 3 straight years, I picked up a few things I wish I knew sooner, especially if you're just starting out. Lesson 1. Start now. There's a popular saying in investing: the best time to invest was yesterday, the second best time is today. Can't agree more. That's why I listed it as the first lesson I learned. Just look at the S&P 500's performance over the last decade. 7 out of 10 years delivered returns over 10%, and in half of those years, the market gained over 20%. If we keep sitting on the sidelines, we're letting those opportunities slip away for free. Waiting is wasting. Keep that in mind. Lesson 2. You're more ready than you think. Let me share a quick story with you. Earlier this year, I was showing my portfolio to a friend who had never invested before. He saw the progress, thousands of dollars gained, and was really shocked. That same night, he went home, did a bit of research on the S&P 500, its index funds, and the ETFs. The next day, he messaged me, "Man, I regret not starting sooner. I always thought I wasn't ready. I didn't know enough, I didn't have enough money, but after seeing what you're doing, I realized I'm more ready than I thought." That hit me hard because honestly, that's what holds so many people back. We think we need to understand the market before we invest. We worry about not knowing enough, we feel embarrassed to start small. But none of that matters. You don't need perfect timing, you don't need $10,000, you just need to start right now. Start with whatever amount that you can afford, keep investing regularly. That's it. No need to chase breaking news or predict trends or study macroeconomics. When I started, I was only putting in $50 a week. If you can only invest $10 a month, that's okay. Don't fall into the trap of thinking it's too little to matter. Your confidence will grow with every step you take, not with the fear of waiting. Lesson 3. Set aside actual for golden opportunities. Let's rewind to this year's wild ride. From late February to mid-April, the S&P 500 dropped 20% in just 2 months, triggered by rising tariff concerns. But guess what? Just 2 months later, it hit a new all-time high. I stuck with my regular $50 a week throughout the drop. At the lowest point in April, my profit had shrunk to just $600. But today, it's bounced back to $2,500. The shares I picked up during the downtrend helped me make more profit when the market rebounded. Moments like this are what I call golden opportunities, and they come around more often than you think. That's why I recommend, if you can afford, set aside a bit of extra cash. Could be $500, $1,000, or whatever works for you. Keep it separate from your regular investment. Then, when the market drops by 10% or 20%, you use that extra fund to buy more shares at a discount. Cheaper shares equals bigger payoff. It's just that simple. I actually shared a full video breaking down that strategy. If you want to know more details, check it out right here. As for this series, I didn't use any actual funds in the portfolio, just to keep things simple and consistent. It has been and will continue to be only $50 a week. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't take advantage of it. Trust me, small strategic moves like this can make a big difference over time and elevate your profits to the next level. That wraps up year 3 of this series. As I've said so many times on this channel, my goal is simple. I want this series to be a real, relatable reference for new investors, something that you can lean on as you start building your own portfolio with confidence. What you've seen here is, in my opinion, one of the simplest and the most effective investing strategies out there. It's not just about returns, it's about freedom, peace of mind, and knowing you are moving forward week by week. If I can do it with just $50 every week, you can do it even better. Subscribe and leave your comments below. Have a profitable day. See you next one.